Okay, so keep up. Are these like his move names or something? I'm assuming that's just when he's throwing knives. And it's just called keep up. Or they're just calling it that. Bullet points, okay. So they've increased movement speed when throwing knives from 3.68 to 2.68 to 3.86 to 3.68. So what percentage are we looking at right now? They've massively buffed it where you keep throwing the knives, which is nice, because he went down to 60% or something stupid. What percentage is that? What percentage is 3.86? Because that's the one that matters, I feel. The other one's good too, but that one matters the most. 96% to 92%. When is this coming? In the 4.61 bug fix patch. Nurse's walking speed. Okay. Okay, so cool. Increased main event movement speed to that as well. What about main event? I wonder if they're going to say if you can actually still vault and stuff. Decreased killing part cords and caged heart shoes effects respectively. Okay, that's just the add-ons. To help Trickster keep up during a chase, we've increased both his maximum and minimum movement speed, while throwing knives. The speed penalty from throwing multiple knives is now significantly lower than it was before. This allows you to lose less ground while using your power and land more knives before losing sight of the survivor. Yeah, I mean, that's just an overall buff. Like, not only have they buffed his lowest speed, they've buffed his highest speed as well. So, god damn, you're in a bad state for them to do this. Decreased wind-up time from 0.5 to 0.35. And increased wind-down grace period from 1 second to 1.25. Increased wind-down grace period. So I'm assuming that's when you're transitioning away from your knives to your melee. So it's a buff and a nerf, yeah. Anyone know what... I guess it doesn't really matter. I was going to say Huntresses, but I think he moves a bit quicker than Huntress anyway when he's holding them. To make his power feel more fluid, we've decreased the time it takes to ready his power. This will both feel better to use and give you a larger window to throw knives, as you'll be able to keep up much better than before. The grace period before you could do a basic start after cancelling your power has been increased. Okay. More control. Removed spread on thrown knives and greatly decreased recoil. Initially, the Trickster launched with both spread, random inaccuracy in both in each knife thrown, and recoil, as landing multiple hits on a sporadically moving survivor can be challenging on its own. It's not really about hitting multiple hits on survivors, I don't think, but sure. It's more, what would I say it was? It was more just getting the line of sight on them. Like, I wasn't... yeah, it's how little the damage you do, and it's the line of sight. That's what it was. That was the problem. I didn't find it too difficult to hit survivors. I did some really sexy shots with him when I've played him. But anyway. This will give you much more control and make your accuracy more dependent on your own skill. Malicious changes. Find the round in the list with some various but still notable changes. Increase the initial laceration delay timer from 15 to 20 seconds. This gives you a longer window to follow up with additional blades before the laceration meter decreases. So they still want it to decrease. Decrease post main event cooldown from 10 seconds to 5. Right, so ... main event still will probably be very shit, right? It'll be better, but it'll still probably be very shit. Because you still won't be able to vault. They'll still be able to just walk around a rock, I assume. Because you're going at Nurse's speed now, aren't you? That's still too slow around a rock. But it's better. But it still might not be worth using. Iridescent Photocord can now injure survivors. But you can't down them. So that won't do anything, will it? So this iridescent is still shit, I think, as well. So what I'm getting from this, I might be wrong. So this, you couldn't injure. Yeah, you couldn't injure a survivor, but you'd insta down them, right? But you couldn't actually injure or down someone with knives. Now you can actually injure them, but you can't down them with knives. So it's still shit. You're still 110% mouse one with this add-on, if I'm correct. So it's still shit. Unless they're saying you can down. But I'm pretty sure they'd say down, not injure. I think, anyway. So, not the changes I'd do. I don't think his problem were... I don't even know if his problem were really this. I think his problem were how long it takes to down someone. His main event was pretty much useless, and there's no punishment for like throwing less than 8 blades in a survivor. I think there were his big downsides. The survivor isn't punished for 7 blades in them; they get nothing, and he just wastes his time. The main event is still possibly useless. I guess we'll have to see. And the amount of blades you need in the survivor is very, very high. But I guess we'll see. It's not the changes I do, but it's a buff to things that I weren't, thinking too much of. And we'll see how it is, right? There you go. Simples.